video. We're going to be talking about the incel community. I'm going to be discussing psychopathy, narcissism in this community. I'm going to discuss dejection, being against society rules, norms, and even laws, entitlement, the inability to look at self, idealize relationships, grandiosity, lack of remorse and empathy, dehumanizing people. Welcome to the incel community. Incel is an abbreviation for involuntarily celibate. And we aren't talking about the 40-year virgin here. It's a subculture of society, inability to find a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. I got this off of Wikipedia plus a couple of studies, and I'll put the link down below in the description box to what I'm referring to. The number way, so let me read that again. Incel is a subculture society that has the inability to find a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one. And the number one way to ensure this is to join incel. If I had a problem forming relationships, friends, romantic ones, I wouldn't join this group. I mean, that's giving up. They have a distinct dialect amongst members. It's amazing. Just some of them. FA means forever alone. Femoids means female humanoids. Roasties, who cares what that means? Stacys are sexually attractive women. Beckys are less sexually attractive women. And Chads are sexually attractive men. Little envy there, huh? Normies, looks maxing, mewing. They use an abbreviation, NEAT, for no education, no employment, or training. That's pretty neat. Fake cells, true cells, and vol cells, voluntary celibate. They also use derogatory terms like curry cells, rice cells, ethnocells. We know who they're talking about. The demographic is mostly white males, heterosexual, young, friendless, left-wing in politics, and half of them still live with family. No shit. You look at a famous one, historic, Rodger Elliot, a member of incel. Looked up, maybe even a hero in the incel community, even though some will say, no, he's not. Too bad. A lot of them do. Of your group. Rodger Elliot in 2014 took the lives of 6 people, injured 14 others before he took his own. He could not adjust to adulthood and felt dejected. Entering adulthood is a very, very stressful time for us. Maybe the most stressful time for us. I remember it well. How about you guys? You remember the stresses of becoming an adult, right? The pressures of all the responsibilities new to you, on to you now. He believed, and you can go watch, his YouTube channel is still up, of course. YouTube, right? You can't say shit. But you can definitely be, take tons of people's lives, still make money. They are. He can't. But they sure are. He believed a little money, a nice car, designer sunglasses and clothes means he's entitled to the prettiest woman on the block in the community. Slightly delusional, slightly grandiose. He was massively envious. I mean, he would ride around his car and just hate. He'd hate pretty girls, hate good-looking men, and just hated couples. Oh, and he would ride around, if you guys haven't seen it, I find him interesting, ride around his car, college town, and just hate, oh God, what does she see in him when she could have me? I mean, it's that blatant, okay? People want to say it's like autism and shit. No. Maybe he's on the spectrum, but that's not what he's doing, because you could have autism, sexual disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder, and be a sociopath, psychopath. So you can talk about autism all day. This ain't autism. Sheer grandiosity, massive envy, anger, and obviously rage. He took his own life. Mass shootings, this might just be my own opinion, mass shootings are simply someone who feels dejected from society, wants to take his own life, and take some of you guys with him. Because he blames society for his problems. There's many mental illnesses surface, many mental illness surface at this time, becoming an adult due to stress. Schizophrenia, amongst many others, surfaces when we become adults because it's so stressful. Some say he might have Asperger's, now we call it autism spectrum disorder. Some say psychopathy. What's interesting is he lives in his childhood. Well, he's dead now, but he used to live in his childhood. He talked about his childhood all the time and how great it was. And he would visit this park that he always went to in his childhood, and it reminded him of his childhood, and it felt good to him. Interesting. But he could not make friends at all. He couldn't form and maintain any relationships. He had a bad one with his father, his mother, his stepmother, the stepsister I think he had. Some childhood friend went bad. I mean, just could not relate with human beings at all. And psychopaths can't either. They don't relate with humans, and the only reason they'll interact with you is to exploit you, and they believe they're owed and deserving of everything, with no respect to laws or social norms, and it doesn't matter how I get what I want as long as I get what I want. He would, I mean, the most interesting thing to me about him is that all of it was about women don't want him. He never tried one single time, as far as we all know. I dove into a lot of his writings, read all of it that I could find. Over the years, I've watched every video he's ever made, for sure, over and over again. Not one mention, and he kind of says it, but he never even asked a girl out on a date. Amazing. Amazing. The reason psychopaths feel dejected, and what I mean by dejected is not rejected. Rejected would be you rejected me, you. But if all society rejects me, that's dejection. And we psychopaths will feel like that because they know that they're so different than all of us. They don't have empathy. They don't have the compassion. They can see it in others and see that they don't have it. And they know how important it is to us. And they know that we all think they're monsters. And so they don't want you to see who they are. And it's really hard to sit there and try and form relationships. And I don't want you to see who I am. Nor do I even care about some of the, advantages of relationships with emotional connection and stuff like this. Don't give a shit. Okay. Use and exploit people. And when I can't get that, I feel dejected. Society hates me. I'm a monster. They don't like me. I can't get along with them. I can't relate to them. Nothing. I'm so different. And that's what depression is, guys. A lot of people think depression is caused by this and caused by that, caused by this and that. And it's the further we are from society. If I lose a loved one, I'm devastated, right? Depression could be situational over time. But if I'm in a community and I'm devastated by my loss and there's no one there for me and I look around and everyone seems happy, I'm further away from society. If I never get what I want from people and I see people getting it, I feel dejected. And it's massive depression. I mean massive depression. Matter of fact, 95% identify or say that they're depressed. 93% of these incel members say they have anxiety. 38% are actually clinically diagnosed. That's huge. What about the other 62%? Yeah. Autism is in this. Body dysmorphic disorder. And I'm going to add personality disorders because this is prime PD. I can't relate and form and maintain relationships with people, and it's everybody else's fault, not mine. And Rodger Elliot, I don't even need to try. The problem is not me. You'll never ever see an incel member talk about a single problem they have. And it's just like a codependent family, right? An echo chamber of it's everybody else and not us. The attitude, this is just some of the things I see in their attitudes when I go read their comments. resentment, hostility, objectification, misogyny, misanthropy, hatred towards men, self-pity, loathing, racism, entitlement, grandiosity, extremism, terrorism, hate, victimhood, identity, lonely, haughty, narcissistic, psychopathic. I'm not calling anyone a psychopath, but they're high in psychopathy as a group, and that's what a group can do. Along with Rodger Elliot, there's been many, many more. Many. I've read many people who have taken mass people's lives at once and then took their own, belonging to incel. Just to name a few, a couple. William Atkinson took 2 victims, then took his own life, and calls Elliot Rodger the supreme gentleman, which is something he'll call himself. He goes like this: I'm the supreme gentleman. It's just so crazy to watch that kind of narcissism. It's crazy. Chris Harper Mercer took 9 lives, 8 injured more, and then his own, of course. Elliot Rodger are amongst the people who stand with the gods. Okay. Nicholas Cruz took 17 lives, injured 17 more, tried to take 17 more. Elliot Rodger will not be forgotten. The biggest mass shooting in the United States was done by Stephen Paddock right here in Las Vegas. I know all you guys know of it. He was praised by many members online for taking out normies. Jesus. Taking out normal people of society. Fuck them, huh? Screw normal people. I mean, just a hatred. Deep, deep loathing and hatred and disdain for society. It was not hard for me at all to have girlfriends. I had, my first girlfriend was in grade school, and I would get my butt beaten to cross the busy highway to go visit her. I liked her. And I had girlfriends later in grade school, junior high, high school, plenty more after. I've only been single really by choice in the past, later part of my life now. So I know it's much harder for most men than me, I'm sure. I'm in the locker room in school, and maybe I'm bragging or something, and most other men in my school, well, boys, right? Still boys. They had a hard time. Most of them didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have sex, things like this. And I know it was harder for them. I recognize that. And, looks have a lot to play in it. People that tell you looks don't matter in society are full of shit. I can't think of anything else we hold up in more esteem than looks. But this is mental illness, and this is not being able to maintain relationships with people. It's a severe problem. It's vitally important for us to do so. And we've got to look at ourselves, because you can't change society. So what are you going to do? Fight it? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Number one way to live like this is to join this group. And if members watch this video by chance, if you're going to tell me I'm wrong about your group, I'm not. I only stated facts, besides my own opinion of your attitude. But countless remarks and actions define your group as disgusting. And if you don't like it, what are you going to do about it? Fight me too? Fight everyone that hates it? Or leave it and learn how to form and maintain relationships with people? Maybe you can change something in you, but you can't change society, no matter how many lives you try to take. I think this group gives people a sense of identity and belonging and acceptance. But I'm going to call them antisocial virgins. Let me know what you guys think, and ask questions, please, about this stuff. Leave statistics, leave things that you know about this group and other people involved in narcissists and psychopaths, okay? Ask me anything you want. Love yourself first. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel.